So somebody asked who wrote the Quran. The Quran, the Muslim belief, the Islamic understanding is, Quran was not written on a paper from Allah it was brought from Angel Gabriel. And later on, Prophet Muhammad directed people, his companion, to start writing it. The writing was on a paper, bone, things, various things. It was not. But the main purpose of writing is not something right now. When the Quran was revealed, it was revealed in the form of memory. Like the Prophet Muhammad was commanded to memorize it word for word. And when he completed, then he gave it to the people as it is. So the first step is the Quran was memorized by Prophet Muhammad. God chose the Prophet who does not read and write. That's what the idea is, that the human being does not know how to read and write, because if he reads, then he has his idea. If he writes, he has to read and write. So the Prophet Muhammad was chosen with no knowledge of reading and writing, but he has the knowledge taught by Quran, the Angel Gabriel, whatever he taught, he understood it. That was the Prophet Muhammad was given this knowledge and wisdom by God through the Prophet. That was his teacher. But when the Prophet Muhammad left the world, 2 years before, there is a hadith in the Sahih Bukhari that the Prophet Muhammad was commanded to review the Quran with the Angel Gabriel. He reviewed the Quran with Angel Gabriel, and from start to end. So the Quran he reviewed with the Angel Gabriel this is the Quran we mentioned in this chart actually. There are, from Surah Fatiha, the last surah is An-Nas. Quran has 114 chapters. This is the order actually the Quran was memorized and transferred to people through companions, their children memorized, and people now today, if you trace back to their scholar learned the Quran from somebody else, and all the way to go to one of the companion, from one of the companion to the Prophet Muhammad to the Angel Gabriel to Allah who sent. So the thousands of Hufaz, like over 10 million Muslim memorized. So if you ask their scholar and they call Ijaza, those Ijaza goes all the way to the Prophet. That's one thing. Now, sometimes the non-Muslim make claim that Osman burned the Quran or this and that and all those stuff. This is the idea is that when the Quran was compiling together, so the people, primary people, overwhelming people of majority was memorizing the Quran. When the first battle came, after the Prophet died and Abu Bakr was dealing with the Ummah as the Khalif, the 70 of the Qur'an, which is reciter of the Quran, they were martyred in a battle called Yamama. That battle. Then Abu Bakr thought about that. If still we have so many memorizers, and if all died, just like people say, if everybody died, what will happen to the Quran? So they had some feeling like that. If all those memorizers of the Quran will die, so we will lose the book of Allah. So he said that to Umar, his Khalif. He says to the Umar radiallahu anhu, his companion, he talked to him, he says, why we not make the Quran on a paper and compile the way the Prophet left it in the memory? Because we are memorizing like from Surah Al-Fatiha, the Nas. This is the way it's still there. So if you bring it down from memory to paper, and the people already wrote a lot of paper at the time of Prophet Muhammad, upon him, because they were writing the Quran also upon the commandment of the Prophet. So that's for their sample. Somebody wrote 20, somebody wrote 50. So Sahaba has their souvenirs, in their houses. So everybody brought their written Quran also. And they had a memory of Quran. So the people who memorized, your own side, people who brought all those papers will keep the one side. Now you start Surah 1 and we can batch it, tally it. This is how they come up with this idea that we should not have anything left. Whatever we are given as a memory, whatever Angel Gabriel gave, that will be a final, because the memory will take priority, and whatever in the paper will not going to take priority, but we'll check whatever in the paper matches with the memory. So the memory is first, paper is number 2. Okay, not the paper is number 1. If paper is number 1, then we have a dispute. Okay, so well, this paper should include, this paper should not include. So memory is first because it's already preserved, and the paper later on. So whatever they got, paper and the memory mashed together, and after that, they said, now all those paper, we should burn it. Okay? Because they want the book already on a paper. Memory and the Quran made from memory, put into the paper is matching now. And whatever is spare paper, those they just trash it because there was burned it actually. They don't need it actually. They might get confused because the Prophet ﷺ also recited in different mode also Quran. So those also some of those paper with people they get confused. Which mode? So they don't want to include all the mode. They made the Quran in an open format, so each mode can be put in together. The way there was no fonts was included, like a what do you call the phonics, like we have Zair, Zabar, like Tashud, all those stuff. Because of hook on phonic, like we just say, somebody wants to learn a new language. So the non-Muslim or those non-Arabs actually, they want to approach the Quran, they need those Zabar days. But Arabs don't need, because those days, when they made the Quran open format. So that's called the open format. It could be recited in any dialect, any way, the way the Prophet ﷺ recited actually. So that was the history of a little bit brief history of the Quran in a way. Now today, the format is the same thing.